Okay, so this may be a little bit of an odd request, but can anyone just shout out their favorite reality TV show? Bachelor? Okay, well, that's a perfect segue because I love comparing politics to The Bachelor because of one main reason. It's a great analogy because the political candidates are the contestants, each vying for your vote instead of a rose, and we, the voters, are the Bachelor himself, and it's a full-on spectacle, drama, eliminations, cliffhangers, all of that good stuff. And so, there is one catch. What happens when the audience doesn't tune in? What happens when The Bachelor, meant to decide who stays and who goes, doesn't show up? It's not just bad television, it's dangerous for democracy. And let's get serious for a moment. Although, first, let's get a little bit funny. This was you guys before I mentioned reality TV. So voter turnout remains a pressing issue. In most elections, only about half of all eligible voters participate. And the excuses are familiar. They don't have time, it doesn't matter, and they're not interested. The result? Decisions about education, healthcare, and the future of our communities are made by a small, often unrepresentative group. And remember, civic engagement is more than just voting. It includes advocacy, assembly, volunteering, and starting conversations about things that matter most to us. So we must ask ourselves this question. If we're not showing up, who's making the decisions for us? And the truth is, many people want to be engaged, but they're disillusioned. Why? Because politics often feels like it's focused on the latest scandal rather than meaningful change. Add in disinformation and echo chambers online, and it's no wonder people feel overwhelmed. Add in the lack of civic education because people don't learn how to participate. Well, thankfully here at Gunn we have amazing government teachers like Ms. Ferenzi, who's speaking later today. But in most of the country, politics feels more like a closed door than an open invitation. So why does civic engagement matter? Well, political decisions affect every part of our daily lives, and social justice movements like the fight for civil rights remind us that collective action can drive change. And while national elections often get all the attention, local elections often matter just as much. Local elections impact schools, housing, public safety, and more. And local elected officials are often voted in by a margin of just a few hundred votes, and recently, in the case of the fall Palo Alto City Council election, by just 7 votes. So remember, democracy fails without participation, and power can consolidate amongst the few if we opt out. And speaking about participation, if you are eligible to, make sure to pre-register or register to vote. So, to get engaged, we need to reframe politics as a shared responsibility rather than a spectator sport. We need to shift from being passive spectators to active participants. Start by educating yourself. Listening to podcasts, read articles, and talk to trusted sources to gain a diverse set of perspectives. Use technology. Voter registration apps, tracking legislation, and contacting representatives are great ways to do so. And remember, engagement is about progress, not perfection. As a member of the Palo Alto Youth Council, I've seen the impact that civic engagement can have. Many classmates feel that politics, especially in this city, can ignore youth. And they're right to some degree. But we do need to speak up and show out at Palo Alto City Council and school board meetings if we want that change to happen. Speak during open forum about issues that you care about. Your presence makes a difference. So, let me leave you with this. Democracy isn't a spectator sport. We're not just voters. We're not just looking for the perfect political partner. We're also players in the grand game of self-government. Don't just clap in the studio audience on cue. Instead, raise your voice, and I'm not implying that you heckle at me. Pre-register or register to vote. Organize, inspire, because small actions ripple outward. Imagine the impact it can have if everyone here took one step towards engagement. Together, we can transform apathy into action and ensure that all of our unique voices are heard. Thank you.